Welcome to this exploration of the, actually, we're going to be looking at the December 12th new moon in Sagittarius, a little bit about the Mercury retrograde that happens the next day, and the opportunity that we have to dream a new dream for our planet, for ourselves, for each other, for all of life here. And we're going to we're going to seed that in this new moon. Plus, we also have then the December solstice coming up, a seed point for the whole solar year. We have a seed point for the lunar month, and the dreaming energy is so powerful. So, a couple of things. One, our feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe is on 12/12, and she stands in the portal of light. And I think if we look at that, she's there to support us and help us in dreaming a new dream for the planet and for ourselves. So we don't have to go into a lot of detail about her, but just know that she's an ally in this new moon, because this is the day that she's celebrated all across a lot in the US. There's a lot of places in the US, all across Central America. I don't know. Anyway, she's celebrated in a lot of places. She's and her image is of standing in a portal of light, so she can help us with whatever it is that we're wanting to bring forth. So we've got that. And then the new moon, the degree of the new moon is with a constellation Ophiuchus, and aligned with a star that was considered the crown chakra of Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer, who's also about dreaming energy. Because in the ancient Greek times, they would have people come to the temples, healing temples, and the first thing they had them do was go to bed for the night, and whatever dreams they had would help them diagnose and know how to treat them. And of course, this is something we've lost and we don't have anymore, but the power of dreaming is the thing we want to keep in mind. And so this new moon is aligned with the serpent bearer. And if we think about the serpent being part of a healing symbol, the caduceus, the medical symbol of the snakes, the DNA, that all of that. And how are we now putting our attention and intention around dreaming a new dream for the planet? There's a book that was written by John Perkins called The World is As You Dream It. I got this book many years ago, and it was brilliant because he was asked by indigenous elders in South America to bring people. He said, the dream of this planet is a mess and it's destroying everything, and we need to really start encouraging people to have a new dream. So this new moon is helping us with that. And there are people that are doing this already. We're doing this already, but here's an opportunity to step it up, take it to another octave, so that we can dream a new dream together. And the power of those of us putting our attention on whatever this new dream is, a dream that is something that works for everyone, not just a few, that heals the planet, that heals ourselves individually and collectively. Oh my gosh, so amazing. So I'm going to turn this over to you now, Zoe, but this is kind of what's been inspiring us around this time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Cayelin. And we were talking about, this whole idea of the serpent. There is a practice that I've been doing with my teacher, Xochitl Quetzali, also known as Jen the Rainmaker, where she actually has us cancel harmful dreams. And even if we can't remember dreams that were harmful, she would have us just cancel all of our dreams, just to make sure that we're setting ourselves up for actually success, peace, etc. Because one of the things that she teaches is that the life that we live in the daytime is a direct result of the dreams that we have at night. And so her whole practice was called dream planting, where we actually would work with different animals at night to take us to a different place. And again, to cancel the effects and the consequences of harmful dreams. So Jen and I were, going back and forth having this conversation about just the the older cultures, how this knowledge is just everywhere in different cultures. So let's get into the reading. So we wanted to talk about this collective dream. How do we expand it, especially in Sagittarius season? And so the first question I'm going to ask is, whoa, that fell. What right now, and this might not be the right deck, right now, the thing that is impeding, oh, wow. Okay, I got it. They fell. I'm going to read them. Wow, holy crap. Okay, so what is impeding the dream that we all want? Not we all, because we know, obviously, there's oppositional forces. But for the people here, we know, we are hopefully on the same chord.
We're dreaming into the new earth.
We're dreaming into the new earth.
There's love and compassion and kindness and support and celebration of
Yes.
gifts and what they have to bring, and that it gets recognized and not dismissed.
Thank you.
Yes.
And so what is currently sort of blocking that is what I was hearing. And my goodness, we have yang energy here. We have yang energy in reverse. And so in this particular deck, the yang energy is associated with Aries, Gemini, Capricorn, Libra, Sagittarius, and Pisces, which is very, very interesting. Okay. Are these the signs that are typically looked at as masculine in astrology? I know Libra is.
And all the fire and air signs would be considered yang or yang energy, because that's more masculine. And what's happened in our culture is those have been used to create domination, power, and control over others. Exactly. So it's a distorted expression of the masculine.
Exactly.
And so how do we change that? The earth and water signs are yin, feminine energy, but you can have masculine energy that's more feminine, and you can have feminine energy that's more masculine. So it's, it's just a spectrum.
So this makes perfect sense. Okay. So, and it's in reverse. Okay. So when it's in the upright, there's the moon, right? And then there's the sun at the top, which I find really interesting because the moon is down here with the root. And we know that, at least in tarot, the moon is associated with the mother, the moon is associated with emotions. And so it's interesting in this particular deck, in this particular card, that the moon is at the root of the tree, right? And we know so many things start with our emotions, and then they work their way up to the sun. But again, it's in reverse, right? And so we have this sun in reverse, just like wild all across the earth, burning up everything. So we have that. That's what's blocking it right now. That's what's blocking it. Okay. And what is needed, obviously,
is the distorted masculine energy that has been suppressing and repressing the feminine energy. And then there's also distorted feminine energy because it's been so repressed that it hasn't been able to necessarily express in its best way possible. So the two together, like if they could come together and support one another, the masculine and feminine energy, that would be amazing.
Well, so what's super interesting is under this young card here, for what's needed is Uranus. Radically change. Radically change. Okay. And how do we do that radical change? Well, we have the 6th house in reverse. Okay. So for me, when I see cards in reverse, to me, they're either opposite of what they are in the upright, or they are a stagnant energy that needs some nourishment, that needs some water, etc. Right? So with this 6th house in reverse, and we know the 6th house has to do with our daily habits, things we do every day, right? Our health. And so this says establishing a foundation of health, practical details. this was in reverse. So for me, this is the things that we do every day as a collective. What we're taking in with our ears, what we take in with our mouth, what we take in with our eyes. And I'm also hearing even, it's almost like we would do well to sort of close our eyes and try to see with our third eye. Now that is interesting, and see with the heart, because the heart is here as well.
Yes. Yes. Beautiful.
The heart is here as well. So it's like, listen with your heart. Listen, it's not a song, listen to your heart. I think it's by heart. And listen to your heart, see with your heart and not with your physical eyes, because the physical eyes actually are deceiving us, right? And so again, it's almost like closing your eyes and casting a wide view over what it is you do every single day. What are your conversations like? Are your conversations nourishing? Are your conversations lifting up the collective dream? That's not right. Are your conversations feeding and nourishing a collective dream of peace, or are your daily activities feeding this yang in reverse?
I'm loving this so much. I mean, if we think about that Sagittarius also has to do with, it's the quest for truth, or finding the deeper truth, or living the deeper truth, or being the deeper truth, because we've been so conditioned in our culture by a dominator paradigm that if you don't do what they want, you get punished. And you know, conditioned in ways that we're not even necessarily aware of. So now it's like, how do we wake up to that conditioning, make choices that will be more loving, kind, supportive, caring, compassionate, empathic, those kinds of things. So we're making a choice to have it. We always have choice, but we don't always know that we have choice. I think we've been so conditioned to not realize that we actually have choice. And so I'm loving this. And so to really cultivate that, to really give ourselves the, like, have a daily mantra, a daily practice that you can do that helps to nourish the new earth of compassion, of love, of magic and miracles, and joy and inspiration, and that serves everyone, not just a few.
And we can ask for help with that, because some people might not even know where to begin with that. And we're not alone in this quest, right? So we can ask other people for help, but we can also ask our guides for help. And we can also, I'm hearing, capitalize on the energy of the Mercury retrograde for this. So how can people capitalize on the Mercury retrograde for this? Oh, wow. Okay. So we have reclaim, which is also in reverse. So Cayelin, this to me, oh shit, wow. Then we have self-love. Holy smack, with the peacock here. So reclaiming that choice, reclaiming that truth, that mission, that self-love. And so perhaps, because again, people are not, they're not where they need to be to change this collective dream. So it's like, turn off the phone, turn off the TV, which I don't know if I've said that before, but it's coming through again, and asking spirit, how can I reclaim? You don't have to figure it out. We don't have to figure it out on our own. We can actually, before bed, write down, how can I reclaim my sovereignty? How can I reclaim my self-love? You can ask again, before you go to bed, you could write that down, bring it into your meditation, and ask for signs and symbols. I'm hearing signs and symbols. Holy crap. Literally, I just split the deck and I got the Explorer.
Oh, perfect.
And again, we have the heart here. The heart cannot be, people might be like, oh, the heart, blah, blah, blah. Oh, love, da, 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 da. It's not enough. But this is where it starts and ends, okay? Because at the heart of the matter for this explorer, we have the heart right here as the guide, and then we have the eye.
The eye.
And remember how they said, close your eyes and see with your heart?
Yes.
And here it is again, letting the heart be the compass, letting the heart take you on this journey of exploration.
Oh, that is so, so good. And I love it also that you said that we can ask for help, because I started out by saying Our Lady of Guadalupe, her feast day at this new moon, uh, she's being celebrated all around the world, and we can ask for her guidance and her support and her loving guidance and support. I mean, it's like we really, the coming from that place of self-love, because we've also been taught and conditioned to believe that we're not necessarily worthy or lovable or any of those things. But if we had true healthy self-love, if everybody here had true healthy self-love, there's nothing we couldn't do. It's like that, you were mentioning this earlier, Zoe, the song, The Impossible Dream, the I'm Possible Dream.
Yeah.
So, that could be a song to play, to be really
Yeah.
connected to recognize that impossible is really I'm possible,
Yeah.
and nothing's impossible unless we believe it. And so what we believe is what our reality becomes. And if we put our attention and our focus on that, or we're not even aware that we believe it, and that's how our reality's been reflected back to us, we really have the opportunity here to change that belief, because it's
Yes.
going to be true as long as we believe it. And the real truth, or the deeper truth, is that it's not true. It's only true because
Mm.
we believe it, if it's something that limits us in being who we are.
Well, and I love that this explorer has shown up during Sagittarius season, when we literally were just talking about Don Quixote, which was going on that divine quest, that epic quest. And then this, the peacock, right? What do? They strut their stuff, right? And so again, here we are, Sagittarius season, fire, a perfect time. And it's the holidays. And so it's like a perfect time to strut your stuff, to and I also feel like there's a Leo Venus thing here too,
Yes.
with this allowing yourself to be seen in a new way, in all of your glory, is what I'm hearing. And this will really, really change things. And this, I love when I get a card in a deck that I'm not using. This was mixed in with this deck. So I'm going to read it. And here it is, the Wheel of Fortune, right? And so literally, this is exactly what we're talking about. Karma, fate, moving with the fates, changing your fortune, having the power to change your fortune. And so the message here really is, we have the power to reclaim. We have the power to turn this around. Okay, because again, it was in reverse. We have the power to turn it around, and it is actually our destiny.
Yes. Oh, that's so good. And not only that, we just need to believe it. Because if you can conceive it and
You
believe
can
it,
believe it.
you
You
can,
can achieve it.
because you are the universe. There's nothing you can't do. The only reason that we don't think we can is because we don't think we can. So how are we focusing on that? And it can be baby steps, little things. Just ask for signs that you're on the right track, that you're shifting, that you're create an altar of possibility that you're wanting to bring forth within you and for the world. And then go from there, and then ask for signs. And if the signs don't come, there's still more work to do, because we may still have some releasing of the old programming, the old conditioning. It's not an overnight kind of thing, although I would like it to be.
Yes, yes. And even asking, but again, before bed, how can I radically change? What in my life radically needs to change? Is it the job? Is it the relationships? Is it my self-image? What needs to radically change?
Is it
And
my
you will get the
perspective?
answer.
Is it the way I communicate? Is it the words I'm using to tell? Maybe I need to start telling a new story. Mercury going into
I was
retrograde,
just about to say, I was just about to say.
our perspective. Yes.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Okay, so Mercury goes retrograde
December
now.
13th. It's going retrograde till
Is
January 1st.
till January 1st. Okay. And is what planet, not what planet, what sign is it retrograde in?
So it goes retrograde in Capricorn, which is all about the old structures and the old form and how we do things. And how we get things done in an effective, efficient way, but maybe we've been conditioned to believe it has to be hard and difficult and challenging. So how could we see it as being something that we're so effective and we're so good at that it's easy and that it gets the job done without a lot of effort?
I love it.
That would be the highest expression of Capricorn. Sagittarius, it's going to retrograde back into Sagittarius and goes direct in Sagittarius. So again, that deeper truth, seeing things from a more expanded perspective of consciousness, really being willing to see, oh, if I'm going to change how I'm doing things and the old structure doesn't really work and it's exhausting, then what would it take for me to expand my perception to recognize how I could be more effective and efficient at what I'm doing and how I am creating my reality? Because everything we say and everything we do and everything we think is part of what's creating our reality. So we want to change our reality. We need to change what we're saying. We need to change what we're thinking, and we need to change what we're doing, or up level to a new level so that we can come to a higher experience of that. And then the high magic will happen.
And the universe is conspiring. The planets are, I mean, everything is conspiring to take us here. So I did another one of my just split the deck and see what I see. And I got the North Node. Hello, North Node.
Life's purpose.
Hello, North Node, life's purpose. And hello, hello. Aries, go back and watch our nodal videos. Maybe we'll link them in the show notes. So if you haven't seen our video about Aries and the North Node, okay, like literally the universe is like, come on, children, let's go, right? Everything is here taking us to our life purpose. So yes, that is what I have.
I am just amazed. So something that Zoe and I are going to do is we're going to follow up on this next month, and we're going to talk about I have a dream.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, and just how when that was spoken into, something was seeded then, and we'll go into greater depth around that because we all need to have our own dream that is for the possibility of what it could be to be on planet Earth in the best ways possible.
So one of the messages that was coming through that I need to say too with this life purpose is, and I don't know what the astrological connection is to this, but after January, so when Mercury does go direct on January 1st, for some people watching this video, you will know what your life purpose is. If you are feeling confused, lack of clarity, after January 1st, you will know what your life purpose is. And this is card number 41, which we would reduce to a 5 in numerology, and that would be a new sense of freedom. So yes, so for some folks, again, you'll feel like the weights, and I'm feeling like it's the air signs. I don't know why. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but that's just what I heard. So that's it.
And just for people to consider as we're moving into the new year, is that maybe your life purpose isn't about what you do. It's about who you are. Just something to think about.
Perhaps.
Yep. Perhaps. And maybe it's a little bit of both, who you
Maybe
are and what you do. Of course.
Maybe it is.
Because when we're doing what we love doing, then it's fun. If we're doing something we hate, then, well, that's a whole other story.
Yeah. And this looks like a heart. I never noticed that before.
Ah, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So we hope that you have an amazing new moon, solstice, new year.
Feast day.
As we are dreaming the new dream of a new earth that will be something that works for everyone, that is fun and playful and loving and kind and supportive, where everyone gets to feel safe to be who they are.
Yes. Love it.
All right. Bye.
Okay. See you soon.